Route 66 Road Trip. Full voiceover script.
100 years ago, the United States built a road that would forever change the way people traveled. It connected the American Midwest to the West Coast in a way that had never been possible before. And in doing so, it became one of the most iconic highways in the world.
Now, on the edge of its 100-year anniversary, we are setting out to drive every remaining mile of Route 66 that still exists today. This is a journey across history, culture, and asphalt. This is a Route 66 road trip.
Route 66. Even if you've never driven it, you know the name. A 2,400-mile stretch, once known as the Main Street of America. Built in 1926, it connected Chicago to Los Angeles, stitching together hundreds of towns along the way.
This wasn't just a road, it was opportunity. It carried Dust Bowl families west in search of work and survival. It fueled roadside businesses, diners, motels, and gas stations. It inspired music, movies, and the very idea of the American road trip.
Route 66 became a symbol of freedom, movement, and the open road.
But progress came fast. As the interstate highway system expanded, faster and wider roads bypassed the towns that Route 66 once sustained. Piece by piece, the mother road faded away until it was officially decommissioned in 1985.
Today, only fragments remain.
Yet the legacy refuses to disappear. And with the 100-year anniversary approaching, there is no better moment to experience what's left.
So we're doing exactly that. To bring this road back to life, we chose two modern interpretations of American muscle.
A 2017 Mustang GT and a 2006 Pontiac GTO.
Before the journey even begins, there is debate. Heritage versus modernity, displacement versus technology, simplicity versus refinement. The Pontiac GTO represents raw mechanical muscle. A 6.0-liter LS2 V8, pushrod design, long gearing, and over 200,000 miles of proven durability.
The Mustang GT represents modern American performance. A high-revving 5.0-liter Coyote V8, advanced electronics, refined interior comfort, and significantly more horsepower. Two cars that reflect how far American performance has come, yet both rooted in the same idea, the open road.
But before we can drive Route 66, we have to get to its starting point.
That means leaving Virginia and heading north towards Chicago, nearly 700 miles across the Appalachian Mountains.
It's the perfect shakedown ride. Twisting roads, elevation changes, long highway stretches. These are the conditions that reveal whether a road trip car is truly ready.
The GTO proves its character quickly. Despite its age and mileage, it feels composed, torquey, and comfortable at speed. The LS engine thrives at low RPM, pulling effortlessly through long gears. The Mustang, on the other hand, delivers refinement. Excellent sound insulation, modern climate control, and technology designed to make long days behind the wheel effortless.
But even modern cars aren't immune to road trip reality.
A loose suspension bolt creates an unexpected stop. What could have become a serious problem is resolved with a hardware store visit, thread locker, and proper torque.
A reminder that preparation and attention matter more than age.
As the miles add up, the landscape begins to change.
The mountains flatten. The horizon widens. The Midwest opens up.
This is where American highways feel endless. At highway speeds, both cars settle into their natural rhythm. Low RPM, minimal effort, long-distance cruising exactly as they were designed to do.
Fuel economy comparisons spark curiosity. Despite newer technology, the Mustang consumes noticeably more fuel than the older GTO.
Tire width, gearing, and aerodynamics quietly influence the outcome. Small details matter over long distances.
By the time Chicago comes into view, the road trip energy shifts. Traffic replaces open highways. Skylines replace fields.
And tucked into a simple corner of the city, the journey officially begins.
There is no grand monument, no dramatic gateway.
Just a modest sign marking the start of Route 66.
Yet this unassuming location once sent millions westward, and now it sends us forward.
Navigating Route 66 today is unlike any modern road trip.
The road no longer exists as a single continuous highway. Instead, it survives as a patchwork of roads, back streets, and forgotten stretches.
Navigation requires something rare in modern travel: attention.
A printed guidebook replaces digital maps. No turn-by-turn directions, no instant rerouting.
Mistakes happen immediately.
Wrong turns, missed intersections, confusion over street names and directions. But slowly, patterns emerge. The road begins to reveal itself.
Route 66 passes through towns that feel frozen in time.
Some are lovingly restored, proud of their history. Others are quiet, worn down, or barely holding on.
Gas stations become museums. Diners become landmarks. Neon signs stand as symbols of an era when roadsides mattered.
At Soulsby Service Station, one of the oldest restored gas stations on the route, history feels tangible.
Hand crank pumps, vintage signage, prices that feel unimaginable today.
Cars have grown, fuel has changed, but the structure remains.
Standing inside feels less like visiting a building and more like stepping into a photograph.
As the journey continues, a realization begins to form.
Route 66 is inefficient, slow, often frustrating.
And that's exactly why it mattered. The interstate didn't just replace Route 66. It erased the need to stop, to linger, to notice.
Route 66 forced travelers to engage with the places they passed through. Progress improved speed, but it reduced connection.
The days stretched long.
Illinois feels endless at Route 66 speeds. Hours pass, miles accumulate slowly. Check engine lights appear, then disappear. Minor mechanical concerns become part of the experience. Despite modern reliability, road trips always demand trust.
Trust in the machine, trust in preparation, trust in the road.
Eventually, St. Louis approaches. Before crossing state lines, one last pause. Another reminder that this road isn't about arriving quickly, it's about recognizing where you are. The more time spent on Route 66, the clearer its purpose becomes. This road tells the story of a country learning how to move, learning how to grow,
Learning what it means to leave things behind. As daylight fades and headlights stretch across the pavement, the road ahead feels heavier with meaning. Not because it's difficult, but because it carries memory. Every mile driven is a mile once relied upon. Every crack in the pavement reflects decades of movement, ambition, and change. Route 66 doesn't demand speed, it demands awareness. It asks travelers to slow down and observe how towns evolve or disappear, to notice how infrastructure shapes culture, to understand that progress is rarely neutral.
The interstate system solved a problem, but it also created distance.
Distance between travelers and towns, between movement and meaning.
Route 66 remains as a reminder of what travel once felt like, when the journey mattered as much as the destination.
Out here, getting lost isn't failure, it's participation. Every wrong turn reveals something unexpected. Every delay adds texture to the experience.
This road doesn't belong to the past.
It belongs to anyone willing to take the long way.
Anyone willing to trade efficiency for experience, speed for stories, arrival for presence.
Thousands of miles remain. More forgotten towns, more quiet stretches of pavement, more lessons hidden in plain sight. Route 66 isn't just a road. It's a living archive of movement, ambition, and consequence.
And as long as people choose to drive it, not to save time, but to understand it, the Mother Road will never truly disappear.